Speaking of distilling, on this week's The Local Buy, Al heads to St. Mary's County, where one of the state's premier small batch bourbon makers are making a name for themselves. Al?
St. Mary's County is renowned for its unique culture of Chesapeake Bay Tidewater communities. Farming, fishing, and crabbing are the first things that come to mind. But it's got much more.
St. Mary's County, Maryland is just packed with history. Now this is the birthplace of Maryland. It was the first county to be organized. St. Mary's City, the first capital.
And now it's home to the #1 farm distillery in America. Hollywood, Maryland's Tobacco Barn Distillery
Oh my goodness, did you look at this?
is a veteran-owned farm-to-bottle distillery started in 2014 when friends Scott Sanders, Dan Dawson, and Sean Coogan began creating high-quality bourbon from the corn grown on Dan's family farm.
They decided they wanted to make bourbon, and I said, well, I've got the farm, I know how to make it, so let's go ahead and do it.
This isn't water, right?
This is not water. Right now, about 135 proof.
Yowzer!
Back in 2018, we visited the then 4-year-old company as they were getting their sea legs.
And you've been going strong ever since. But like Earl Weaver said, it's what you learn after you know it all that really matters. You guys been learning stuff?
We've been learning a lot, Al. There's a lot to learn, and a lot of changes too. So for example, we didn't have this tasting room at the time.
Always like coming in here.
They also added some conveniences to the process.
Well, we got a little older, so we mechanized the handling of corn. We used to get bags of corn and carry them on our shoulders upstairs, and that got old.
What hasn't changed is their commitment to being a farm-to-bottle distillery, growing their own corn and sourcing their rye from local farms.
Cooled right now.
Holy mackerel. It's bubbling.
Yeah, it's just starting right. It's still kind of sweet right now. Production is pretty much optimized for what we want to do, which is 2 barrels a week, 100 barrels a year. Probably not the most ideal business plan, but if we were 30 years old, we would expand. Right now, we're just trying to make it better.
That plan is starting to pay off. In 2023, they were voted the #1 farmer distillery in America.
We were kind of committed from the very beginning not to source any products. We were going to make it all here, and we've had a lot of people very patiently wait for our bourbon to mature, and it has now.
And the future?
To continue actually refining, making the best bourbon in the world. I mean, that's a bold statement because Kentucky makes 96% of it, and they make some extraordinarily good bourbon, so it's a pretty high bar.
A mighty heady goal, but Scott Sanders has a perfect metaphor.
It's kind of the difference between your mother's cookies and if Keebler made cookies. Small batches where Keebler puts out 1,000.
And what does the mom's cookies of fine rye bourbon taste like?
Now, could I talk in and let me taste a little bit of that?
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit out here.
Okay.
We're all lined up and ready to go here.
Single barrel, huh?
Single barrel, yeah. So we do this 1 barrel at a time,
Mm-hmm, thanks.
and I might join you if that's okay.
Okay, sure. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. It is sweet, and it is satiny, and it's got class.
Yeah.
You know, all those things really are obvious.
When you said sweet, it kind of caramel. Mm-hmm. It's not from the corn. It has nothing to do with the corn. It comes from the barrel.
Is that right?
So we use American white oak barrels. It's state tree of Maryland. And in here, when you toast this, on the inside, this gets charred, this gets toasted, you get about 3.5, 4 pounds of wood sugar out of every barrel that goes into the bourbon.
I'm astonished.
Yeah, so that's why it's sweet. Your brain makes you think corn,
Yeah.
but it's really out of the wood.
Well, that's really amazing. You know, I think if people are going to be looking for something to do, you can't do better than come down here to St. Mary's County and visit the Tobacco Barn Distillery. It's a great show. It's great things to learn about. And I hope you come down. We're going to put all sorts of information on the website. at npt.org/farm. Thank you.
Thank you. Good having you here, Al.
Okay, and for the local buy, I'm Al Spoler. Joanne?